can't just go 2-4-7. You know, it really will get old. You know, and that's one of the things that we try to do in Hellyeah, especially with this record, is to take you on a roller coaster ride, man. We want those peaks to be higher than any peaks we've ever been on, and take you down some valleys, you know, take you around some corners, you know. And it's a really focused record. The flow of it is really nice, and you know, the songs that are what you would call more mellow still are really deep and dark. Just feel really good about where we ended up with it on this record. The fact that he worked with Mutt Lange was really huge for me. You know, I was always a Def Leppard fan, and Mutt's records were not records, they were Star Wars, you know, they were a true production, you know, and Kevin kind of has that same mindset, but, you know, the Ozzy records, I think he really made a big difference in Ozzy's career and kind of bringing him back around. I think early on we had a pretty good fan base to start with because of those bands that we started with. And people realized from the start it was a new band and different, you know. When me and my brother went out and did Damage Plan, that was a different bridge, you know. That one was like, nope, we want Pantera, and that's all there is to it, you know. And it was really humbling and a difficult experience, you know, in a lot of ways, although we did really enjoy it. But with Hellyeah, I think they embraced us pretty good right out of the chute. I think with Stampede, the second record, we kind of lost some of them because we really diversified what we were doing. You know, the main reason why we started Hellyeah is to do something outside of Pantera, outside of Nothing Face, Mudvayne, you know, to really go places that you can't go musically with those kind of bands. A song like Alcohol and Ass would never fly in Pantera, Mudvayne, or, you know, Hell of a Time, those things. And you know, we wanted to get involved in some southern roots, some southern rock, just straight up rock. We still had metal songs, but it was really broad, and I think it just kind of confused some people, you know. And with the third record, Band of Brothers, we felt like we'd gotten that all out of our system, and it was time to really get back to our metal roots and do what we did best. And we made that record and really felt like we built a big steam of momentum and really regained a lot of the people that we kind of, you know, lost on the Stampede record. And then with this record, we just really wanted to take it to another level, make it our Back in Black, you know, the best record that we've ever made. It even got heavier, got darker, broader, and I think just the songwriting was really brought to the forefront. I think that's really what the focus was on. Honestly, I really haven't listened to it since then. You know, that was done then. I'm somebody that doesn't live in the past. I'm always looking forward to the future and moving forward. But with that being said, you know, the 20th anniversary did just come up, and you know, I really think that the three of us that are still here being involved with it really makes a difference for the fans, you know, and whether we wanted to put it out or not, the record company's going to do it anyways. So we all did our best to make it the best that it could be, and you know, after listening to it and you know, being a part of the remaster and all that, it's a brilliant record, man. And then, you know, for it to come out and make it to #1 in the United States was an incredible accomplishment, not just for Pantera, but for heavy metal, you know. I mean, it was for real. People had to take a look at it, whether they liked it or not, you know. We knocked Bonnie Raitt, Ace of Base off the charts, and you know, all the magazines, Billboard and everything said overnight sensation, Pantera. We're like, there was nothing overnight about this at all. You know, we played nightclubs for 7 years solid before we got a record deal, and then Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar Display of Power, we toured non-stop 4 years for those records, and really we developed the most brutal, loyal fan base on the face of the earth. And when the record came out, MTV hated us, radio wouldn't play us. We had no media coverage other than just the heavy metal magazines, and 200,000 people went out and bought the record and made it #1. And I say that's a tribute to the fans, you know. They're the ones that made it #1. It wasn't anything else. We never listened to what the label ever told us. That was the #1 rule. Anything they tell us goes in one ear and out the other. But you're right, you know, we carried the heavy metal flag when heavy metal was uncool, man. I mean, it got to a point where bands would run from it. We're an alternative band, you know. I mean, it was just amazing how much that word was a bad word, except to our fans, you know, and to the diehard metal fans. So we carried that flag as high as we could, and until the very end, we always said we're a heavy metal band. We don't care how cool or uncool it is. That's where we came from. That's what we love, and that's why we do what we do.